Velkommen til en video, hvor vi i dag skal se på, hvornår Messi rent faktisk var i sin prime. En spændende video, der dukker op på mine anbefaler, så var sådan lidt, så kan jeg ikke rigtig undgå at se den. Jeg er lidt for nysgerrig, når det handler om fodbold, så føler jeg, at jeg lige så godt kan lave en video omkring. Vi skal se, hvornår Messi han rent faktisk var i sin prime. Jeg føler ikke, man kan undgå at sige 2012. Min favorit Messi var nok 2015-ish, eller så 2011. Men lad os se, om den her video har et svar. Det er lidt en snakkevideo, så det kan godt være, at vi lige skal lytte lidt mere. Men så må vi jo gøre det. Lad os bare springe ind til den.
At his peak, Messi was unplayable. He wasn't just breaking records, he was breaking logic.
Damn.
What if I told you he didn't peak once, not even twice? Lionel Messi reached 4 completely different levels, each time evolving into something football had never seen before. This is not a story of one prime. It's the story of a man who ruled 4 different ages of football.
Damn, okay. Fed intro, by the way. Jeg vil lige sige sådan, altså der er jo også en grund til, at han er the GOAT, ikke? Altså sådan, at sige, at Messi bare lige har en prime, er måske også sådan lidt, men lad os se The False 9 Revolution. Okay, 9-12.
At the start of the 2008 season, Barcelona was in transition. Pep Guardiola was appointed as the new head coach of Barcelona, and straight away he got to work. He got rid of superstars like Ronaldinho and Deco, and rather than get big-name transfers to replace them, his idea was to use the talent at La Masia and build a team around Messi. Despite a shaky start with a 1-0 defeat to Numancia in the league, Messi and Barca had picked up some serious form. They bounced back to a 9-game winning streak, a 21-game unbeaten run in La Liga, and on his part, Messi was having a demon season. In that unbeaten run, Messi had 27 goal contributions and was doing the same in Europe too. 5 goals and 2 assists in the opening 5 games of the Champions League, all from the right wing. Messi was already cooking up a storm that season, and then Pep Guardiola changed everything.
Ja, okay, altså sådan, jeg vil sige, vurderingen selvfølgelig af talentafdelingen skal jo også være sådan ret nøjagtig for, at man ikke bruger penge. Men det der med, at sådan Pep, han altid bare får lige, hvad han peger på, bruger alle de penge, han vil, sådan alligevel nogle modige shouts, det der med at sende Dinho til AC Milan, Deco. Jeg aner faktisk ikke lige med Deco, der er ikke så klog inden for det, men så at tage nogen ind, som er noget yngre, og så ligesom få bygget et hold op omkring det. Ikke at Barcelona var et dårligt hold i 2009, inden alt det her, det skete, by the way, fordi jeg tænker også, det har været et udmærket hold inden det, men modigt og fedt.
Ahead of the match versus Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, Pep decided to test a theory that would go on to revolutionize football. The birth of Lionel Messi in the false 9 position.
El falso 9 nace contra el Madrid.
Did the false 9 come about against Madrid? Had you okay?
No lo habíamos hablado,
Maybe it was 1 or 2 days ahead that he had mentioned it on training, that we might be trying something different for that game. I got something in mind, sort of way. Okay, jamen for at prøve noget anderledes, selvfølgelig. Det er også det der med, når du kan spille, så kan du også hurtigt blive låst ud, altså medmindre man selvfølgelig hedder Messi, men du kan hurtigt blive låst ud, hvor der har du måske en lidt mere fri rolle til selv at bevæge dig rundt.
Force as Barcelona won the treble in 2008-9 with 23 goals in the league. Second behind Diego Forlan. He was also the top scorer in the Champions League that season, despite being the first with Pep in Barcelona's senior team. And the crazy part is, his game wasn't just about the goals. See, playing in that false 9 position, the idea was simple. Guardiola wanted to monopolize possession and create as many chances with movements off the ball, and Messi was the key.
There was no
doubt he could dribble, but moving him centrally, he created the stuff of nightmares for opposing defenders because they couldn't get close to him. 38 goals and 19 assists in 51 games in the 2008-9 season. The first time he was hitting the 30-plus mark for goals. While the 2009-10 season didn't go as planned from a collective standpoint, Messi in that role again was a revelation. There was talk about him underperforming in the Champions League, so he smashed 4 past Arsenal as a reminder of just how dangerous he could be. Goals in the semi-final and final of the Club World Cup, and 34 goals in La Liga, including 3 hat-tricks. Messi centrally was unplayable. 47.
Men spillede han stadig centralt, fordi jeg tænker bare stadig sådan, i den periode, der havde de selv et 2. Jeg er i hvert fald ret sikker på, var der i 8-9 sæsonen, eller 9-10 sæsonen. Og så kommer Zlatan jo også ind i billedet på en eller anden tid, så spiller han virkelig bare stadig den der falske 9, altså hvordan gjorde han det? Fordi jeg forstår godt, at man selvfølgelig har Angri på den ene side. Jeg ved så ikke, hvem de har haft på den anden side, om det har været noget Pedro, om det er for tidligt, hvordan det lige har fungeret. Men det er bare sådan, hvordan det hele de går op i sidste ende.
Goals and 12 assists in 53 games in 2009-10.
Udmærket tal.
Door to the collection, with Barca missing out on the Champions League and La Liga. Messi, just like the rest of the team, knew they needed more. But even this couldn't prepare the world for what followed next. 2010-11. Barcelona, a team so good it's often referred to as the most complete team football has ever seen. Opposition managers left in awe about how they dominated games, and the key to that was once again Messi. The central theme was always Messi. The 2010-11 Barcelona team was the ideal model.
Så low-key, så kunne det der hold godt være det hold, der sådan var med til, at jeg blev sådan forelsket i fodbold på en sådan helt anden måde. Fordi ja, jeg var der FCK-fan, men der var bare sådan et helt specielt år at se dem, blandt andet Champions League-finalen mod Manchester United, som var den første sådan Champions League-final, jeg så. Sådan måden de spillede på, måden de fik det hele til. Altså sådan, det var på et helt andet niveau, hvor jeg ikke var fan, men jeg bare så det og nød det og virkelig sådan blev wow. Altså sådan, det er international fodbold på det allerhøjeste niveau.
Now Pep wanted a Barca team under him to play. Regarding Messi playing in that false 9 position,
det vi kommer selvfølgelig også til. Det var så efter Angri også har forladt.
And that made him just as dangerous even without the goal contributions. The 5-0 thumping of Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid is the perfect example. Messi didn't get on the score sheet himself, but set up 2 goals on the night and ran that Real Madrid team so hard it ended up like this.
Ja, det var også vanvittigt.
Steady progression.
Han skal fandme også kunne holde til lidt, Messi.
He hit the 50-plus goal mark for the first time in his career. 53 goals in all competitions that season. 12 in the Champions League, 31 in La Liga, and that was off the back of goals like
prøv lige at se det der.
Away from 2, 3, 4. Wonderful.
But it would be impossible to talk about Messi that season without perhaps the most dominant Champions League final of all time. Barcelona didn't just beat Manchester United at Wembley. It was a match that arguably one of United's greatest centre-backs still remembers to this day.
It takes the sting out of it a little bit that they were actually that good. And we went to a fight, a war with no guns, no knives.
De var ikke så godt stillet til den finale, United.
Barcelona's 68.4% possession and 89.6% pass success rate made Manchester United look like amateurs. It was like every single game that season, Messi found ways to embarrass the opposition. It didn't make any difference if he was man-marked, triple-team marked, or even unmarked. The same outcome. Messi broke Barcelona's single-season goal-scoring record in all competitions and tied the all-time Champions League goal-scoring mark at the time. He was fouled 107 times that season because he was simply unplayable. And then came 2011-12 season, the one where he took goal scoring to an entirely different level. 91 goals in 69 official matches, 13 goals in the Champions League, 5 in the Copa del Rey, 2 goals in the Supercopa, 59 La Liga goals in 38 matches, 12 goals for Argentina, performances like a 5-goal haul against Leverkusen in the Champions League, 9 hat-tricks that season, and had 22 multi-goal games. I could drop more numbers and more stats, but the picture is clear. Messi was playing career mode in real life, and at the end of the season was undoubtedly the best player in the world.
Det var sådan helt gåset, men det er fordi sådan, for mig så, altså sådan, og jeg tænker også for nogle af jer derude, så, altså Messi og Ronaldo og alt den her era, ikke? Altså sådan, det er jo min barndom, der sådan nu er kommet til sin ende, og ligesom er rykket videre nu. Og jeg ved, der er nogle af jer, der nok ser den her video, som altså er yngre end mig, som måske er 16 år, eller et eller andet, som så ikke så meget fodbold på det der tidspunkt der, hvor han dominerede på den der måde. Jeg kan bare huske, det var sådan, da man stod over i 3. eller 4. klasse og bare snakkede om Messi og bare så Messi highlights. Altså det var bare sådan, det var så casual, at det ikke gik op for en selvfølgelig, når man går i 3. og 4. klasse. Altså sådan, hvad man lige er vidne til. Altså det var helt sindssygt jo.
In a row. 91 goals in the calendar year of 2012, Messi was the perfect piece in Guardiola's system. But one question around Messi was gaining heavy traction because some believe Messi was Guardiola's pet, a system player.
Okay. The total footballer.
Pep left Barca in 2012, and in the 2 seasons that followed, the team struggled. It'll be tempting to use the word struggled with Messi, because on one hand, more than 100 goals in 2 seasons.
Yeah,
they were still very elite numbers.
Casual.
The fact that the team failed to replicate the same heights they had in
previous
der blev
det også rubbed en smule mod Bayern der.
Certain players being
og så
system
havde de
players.
selvfølgelig en finished Piqué, der sådan var på vej ned bakke der.
Some believed it was
eller han havde været på vej lidt dårlig sæson der. Jeg ved ikke, om det er fordi, han blev skadet lige
pludselig. Particularly after that 2013-14 season. His response, he became 1/3 of arguably the greatest trio the game has ever seen. The MSN. Neymar joined in 2013, Suarez in 2014. Right from the start, the South American trio hit it running. Neymar on the left, Suarez through the middle, and Messi down the right. They didn't just beat teams. This front three, they destroyed the opposition. It was hard enough getting past just one of these 3. Neymar, the Brazilian wonder kid from Santos, was finally living up to his reputation in Barcelona, silky smooth and skillful with the ball. In one-on-ones he was deadly. Then Luis Suarez, the European Golden Boot holder at the time, off the back of setting the record for the then joint most goals in a single English Premier League with 31 for Liverpool. And once he got into the team in October, Suarez was
en af de mest komplette nier, jeg har set.
Assists, clever movements, excellent finishes. Then Messi, simply unstoppable. That goal against Bayern Munich in the Champions League highlights Messi during his period. He had the skill to take opponents. Completely humiliated.
Finalen mod Juventus den sæson.
Jerome Boateng was one of the best defenders in the world at the time. And in that moment, Messi had slashed his price tag in half. That season was just something else for Barca and Messi. They won the treble again. The MSN combined for 122 goals and 64 assists in all competitions that year. Neymar hit a career high of 39 goals and 10 assists. Suarez with 25 goals and 23 assists. Messi, 58 goals and 28 assists in 57 matches. Messi's numbers told a story. That goal against Athletic Bilbao is right up there with the greats. Scoring 58 goals is one thing, but in the same season, Messi created 143 chances as well. He'd become the main part of a collective that didn't fear any team. En route to winning the Champions League, Barca beat the champions of England Manchester City in the round of 16, the champions of France PSG in the quarter-finals, the champions of Germany Bayern Munich in the semi-finals, and the champions of Italy Juventus in the final. The champions from 4 of the top 5 leagues in Europe all went down to that Barcelona team. This was Messi as the controller of chaos. Tactically, under Luis Enrique, he was brilliant. Emotionally, he was playing to prove the disappointment of losing the 2014 World Cup, and that only made him stronger. But there was one drawback. For the 3 years the MSN lasted, from 2014 to 2017, they were incredible. 364 goals and 171 assists together as a trio, but Messi, he became known as one part of the trio, and that was the problem. Many believed he couldn't do it on his own, and they had reason to. In 2009, that Barcelona team had players like Henry in attack. In 2011, Xavi and Iniesta controlling the tempo behind him. And in 2015, Suarez and Neymar. The drawback with Messi now was at every time. He always had a system, partners, a part of something, until it changed. Messi was about to face the greatest challenge of his career at Barcelona, becoming club captain.
Da han begyndte at få skæg om, der tænker jeg virkelig sådan, wow, nu føler jeg mig gammel.
2018-19, Messi is against the odds now. He has to become a version of himself he hasn't been at Barcelona yet. A leader, with Xavi, Iniesta and Neymar leaving the club. Luis Suarez was declining. The midfield options looked slow and lacked the rhythm Barca had for years, and defensively it looked a mess at times. This was where it was at for Messi. This was the real test. It's also here that he delivers his most complete season ever. 50 games, 51 goals, 19 assists, 70 goal contributions, 8 free kicks, 4 hat-tricks, and a promise.
Pero también es verdad que todos nos quedamos con la espinita de la Champions. Así que hoy nosotros prometemos que este año vamos a hacer todo lo posible para que esa copa tan linda y tan deseada por todos vuelva a atacar otra vez en el Camp Nou.
On his part, Messi became everything for Barcelona. They won La Liga thanks to his brilliance in the league. 36 goals and 14 assists, 50 goal contributions in 34 games, and won the Spanish Super Cup too. In the Champions League, Messi was in a league of his own. He single-handedly dragged his team to the semi-final. Also, he was not only the top scorer, he was voted as the best forward, won the goal of the tournament, and in La Liga, he was the best player, the best forward, the player with the most assists. In Europe, he won the European Golden Shoe, the FIFA the Best Award, and at the end of the year, another Ballon d'Or. Messi was the captain of this Barcelona ship, and his performances did the talking. The ball was glued to his feet. Messi played the game like a man on a mission, determined to fulfill that promise as a leader to the Barcelona fans. Then the walls came crumbling. Anfield, the scene of Messi's European collapse with Barcelona. They let a 3-goal lead slip, got knocked out of the Champions League in the semi-finals. It got worse as well. They also lost the Copa del Rey final against Valencia. Barcelona had gone from a potential treble to winning just the league title that season. Messi was devastated. Still, it took nothing away from the fact that Messi had proved a point. He could do it on his own with little or no support. Messi didn't need magic around him because he was the magic, and eventually the magician shone his wand on world football's biggest stage. But time was passing, and with every game from that point on physically, Messi lost something. Some thought he was playing on borrowed time and would soon retire, but Messi had one more trick up his sleeve, the greatest act of his magical career yet.
Damn, the last dance.
At this point, Messi looked to be nearing the end. He'd left Barcelona in 2021 to join PSG, but this was all before he'd somehow broken the jinx with Argentina. See, for years Messi had tried. The 2014 World Cup final, back-to-back Copa America finals in 2015 and 2016. Messi had done everything he could to win a trophy.
Altså retarderen eller den for det argentinske landshold gjorde ikke, så kommer han tilbage.
2021. Under Lionel Scaloni, the national team had rebuilt. Messi was still the central figure, but with the addition of players like goalkeeper Emi Martinez, Rodrigo de Paul, alongside experienced pros such as Di Maria, Argentina had stability, and that was the key to finally breaking the 28-year jinx. Messi and Argentina conquered South America. Overcome with emotion, he'd finally done it. Finally won a trophy with the national team, but this was still only the beginning. The best would come a year later.
Jeg var så glad, da han vandt den der, ikke? Fordi det var bare sådan, man skulle høre på, at han ikke vandt til landsholdet. Det var synd.
How long would Messi be able to run for? Would his presence in the team cost Argentina in the long run? But yet again, Messi evolved into something different. The wizard. He didn't need to run to make the difference. He wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but in moments like this, he could explode. Every touch had a meaning. Every pass was to break the opposition. The team was built to understand him, and in turn, he made each action count. The World Cup final.
Messi
at that stage. In his physical prime, he failed to win the big one with Argentina, and now standing in his way was a French team led by Mbappe looking to deny him again. The only difference was that this time, Messi wasn't the same man, a brace in the final. The game went to penalties after Mbappe's hat-trick, and the team did it for him. Gonzalo Montiel scored the goal to win it. At 35, Messi had conquered the world. He'd won the World Cup with Argentina as captain, as the learning figure, the main force, not the fastest or the strongest, but he was the best. Another Ballon d'Or followed, proof that at that moment, as he had been for almost his entire career, Messi evolved into the final act. 1,095 appearances, 858 goals and 381 assists as of recording this. Lionel Messi changed football. In 4 different eras he was a goal scorer, a creator, a leader and a winner. He's completed the game, nothing left. There's a lot of young talent in world football right now, but one thing is clear. There will never be another Lionel Messi.
Facts. Facts, bro. Holy shit, en video, mand. Det var en fed video at reagere på. Jeg ved ikke, om jeg kommer til at sige for lidt i videoen, men jeg vil også bare gerne lade ham der voice starte, fordi jeg kunne mærke, at han havde lidt main character role over sig. Det var en sindssygt fed video, og dejligt lige at sådan se tilbage på Messis karriere endte det jo faktisk med at være. Sindssygt fed historie, sindssygt fed insider lige omkring de forskellige roller og så videre, som man måske ikke havde tænkt så meget over. Og ja, altså for mig at set, så er der ingen tvivl om, at han er the GOAT, og jeg føler ikke rigtigt, at VM-titlen skulle afgøre det, men det føler jeg, at det definitivt endte med at gøre. For i hvert fald folk, der var sådan enten lidt i tvivl, eller måske lidt mere på Ronaldo side. Jeg føler sådan, at alle har accepteret det lidt. Og det er jo bare fedt. Altså fedt. Jeg er super taknemmelig for, at min fodboldtid den voksede op med sådan som Messi. Det er jeg virkelig, virkelig glad for. Når det så er sagt, så vil jeg sige tak fordi I gad at se med. Og hvis I har nogle andre type videoer som de her, hvor jeg bare tænker sådan, det er fedt, det vil vi gerne reagere på, så skriv dem i kommentarfeltet, eller send dem ind i min Discord, eller et eller andet, det vil jeg sætte pris på. Og sæt mere pris på, hvis I gad at smide et like, I gad at smide et subscribe. Og ses bare i næste video. Peace.